it's going to be very interesting. They're definitely going to have a lot of ability to take space, ability to get info. So we'll have to see if they're going to use that properly.
Yeah, and you know, I do agree a bit with the KO sentiment there. I think the reason that they're opting for the Sky is because they don't want to lose out on the heals. And so I think that's probably why they decided to go with the Sky instead of just pure info on the KO.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So right now we're seeing Casuals Pink kind of grouping up towards that A side, and it looks like that's where the action is going to go ahead and get started.
Yep, they've got a lineup for their Viper Orb. I'm not sure where that's gonna land. Dark goes out as well, and here they go.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. It's made for a one-way up in rafters. Never really seen that before, so pretty unique. Yeah. Viper utility coming out on the attacker side on Donk. So far, everybody's just kind of holding, nothing too crazy yet. We are seeing a bit of a stack on the A side with the baby now rotating over onto B side. So again, very slow, nothing too crazy. Nobody's really shot at anybody just yet.
You can see the attackers slow rotating. They don't want to give any information away, but it's already a bit clear maybe to Dunk. They have two on this B site. They're expecting it perhaps.
Yeah, they are pretty safe positioning right now, and they're trying to get the Jet to kind of stick those two players on the A side, not have them rotate, but the baby gets a beautiful entry onto Tora. RV trades it right back. Look at the positioning on Reyna. He's kind of stuck out of nowhere. Cheerios gets a beautiful pick onto Reyna, and we haven't seen the plant just yet, Jake.
Yeah, no, Sova's got the darts to deny, and there's only two close up on site trying to get this plant now.
We're seeing just how hard it is. The baby getting some shots in through that Viper wall is going to go ahead and deny the plant, but there we see Jericho with a flank and is able to get the baby, but the round just falls completely apart. They were never able to really get that bomb down, Jake, and yeah, great defense coming out of Donk here on this first round.
That actually shows why a lot of teams opt to run the Sage on this map. She can, when you're going B, she can really help you get the plant down, especially pistol round. There's not many pistols that can take the wall down very quickly. It almost guarantees a safe plant. But in this case, Tora wasn't able to get her wall up in time, or perhaps wasn't able to get the position, right? So they weren't able to get the plant, which is going to hurt them for money here.
Yeah, I think Tora might have been fragged early, and that's what denied the plan. And now they have info here. They know someone's mid. Cheerios looking for a fight, and Tora's going to give it to him. So getting a little bit of action in mid here, but we see the rest of Casuals Pink kind of grouped up on this A side, and maybe they will decide to hit it here after all.
Yeah, the Toxin's going down, so they're going to have a window of time here where they can push.
They're spotting players they know how, with a beautiful first pick onto RV with just the Sheriff here. He is lit though, and he's going to go ahead and get classic by Virtue up in rafters. Wonderful shot by him.
Yeah, we can see Virtue's smoke landing on rafters.
But look at this aggressive push here to give some space to the side of Casual Pinks, and he's looking for another pick, and Cheerios is going to go ahead and take down the Reyna. The baby is moving in, does catch Tora off guard, but Tora with a beautiful Sheriff shot onto the baby takes him out of the round. Diesel again with another trade, and Cheerios somehow doesn't catch Virtue's back there. That is just crazy. Now it's up to Diesel in a 1v2, and he's going up into rafters. It's just not working out. He gets the pick, but Jericho closes it out. And what a close round, though.
Yeah, absolutely a flurry of trades on the site, and one of the most important was probably Virtue's 180 flick headshot, you know, to keep himself alive, to keep the team alive into that round. Also, John, the Reyna, opening it up, getting the overheal, but losing the fight with the Spectre. Still opened it up, took the space on the site, exactly what you want to see from your duelists, right? That's a very successful buyback round, which is going to really turn the tide on this attack.
Yeah, those were some beautiful shots, and that was an eco from them, so look at this aggression, though. They're just not giving any space to Donk here. They're just flurrying in, as you said earlier, Jake. And so far, the picks are going to the side of Casual Pink, and wow, I just can't even keep up with what's happening in this round. Casual Pink just pretty much overran Donk on the A side, and Hat trying to find one for his troubles isn't going to get it. RV with a beautiful 3K on the A side.
Yeah, RV showing why, Tora showing why you can buy a rifle, you know, on that anti-eco type round, and it can be so important. RV getting 3, especially probably the most important frag was trading out Jericho, who died on site after taking space as Jet, right? But we're gonna see now the defense has all the weapons they could ask for. We've got an AWP coming in on the Jet on the A site, really gonna help lock down that site, something we see very commonly. And on the other side, Chamber is anchoring B alone. Chamber getting the first pick with a headshot onto Gian. Very nice to see. And that's going to really dissuade the team from moving towards B. We can see they want to take some mid control, but the defending team has a lot of bodies here. You know, they already have 2 in the kitchen in the boiler area, so it's going to be very difficult to take this space. Yeah, especially because Jet. I'm sorry, but Jet is in attacker's spawn right now. He's got all the info. He's almost got the flank too.
Yeah, and the dink comes out into Cheerios, but there we go. Hat needed to get that pick and kind of just deny that push, and the baby gets one on his own on the B side. He's holding it down. Tora needs to get something going here. Isn't going to be able to get it, and what a great round here by Donk.
Yeah, there you go. Hat just took all that space on A. They were able to rotate off A after getting the opening pick on B. They're just stacked in mid, and there's nothing that Casuals Pink can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely right. Great flank by Hat there. That could have gotten dicey, as Cheerios did get dinked there when RV was fighting him in mid. So great timing by Hat to get that pick. You know, just when I think that, you know, we saw just a dominant eco round coming out of Casual Pink, and then, you know, I have a feeling this is gonna be a back and forth. This is gonna be a great game so far, and Hat with an opening pick there, and Cheerios getting the bite onto Tora. So the info's there. They know a couple of players are towards A, and man, this Viper utility is just brutal, Jake.
Yeah, this setup on A is amazing. I love the one-way smoke, the wall that cuts off sight. It's really tough to push into this, and then Hat's getting all the picks.
Yeah, look at how hard it is for Casuals Pink to even peek into the A site, right? Look at that Viper utility, and then you have Hat just holding any other sliver that's not covered by that utility. It's just perfect teamwork from them.
Hey, they're able to get their opening pick onto sight, but Hat with a third. Oh, and a fourth. What is he doing?
Let this man ace. Let the man ace. He wants it. Give it to him.
Gotta reload his ult first.
There it is. There it is.
Here we go.
Oh. Oh, but wait a second. RV somehow bringing this back from the 1v3. Has no idea that Diesel's walking up on him, though. He could get the timing.
He's got to retrieve the bomb from pipes. This is so tough. Oh, and Diesel wins the fight. That's just unfortunate for RV. If he had the bomb, if he was able to get it down and get in a post-plant position, that was so winnable. But unfortunately, the bomb was dropped onto pipes. He has to go into nest, take the rope. Just what a tough situation for him.
Yeah, absolutely. If the bomb is in his hands, that's a whole different round. But Diesel lining up the shot, taking his time, not over extending that spray onto RV there at the end. So, and wonderful try on RV. He almost made that 1v3 happen.
Yep. And
so far, great work from Donk, playing this absolutely beautifully to a T.
And
so now we're finally seeing, yeah, Casuals Pink is grouping up to this long B side.
They're on the eco round, but Jet's got knives, so this gives them a nice chance into the round. But Hat with the aggressive position in 2 gets the opening pick onto Virtue. This is going to really make it tough to push sites without their controller.
Yeah, Hat is just being a absolute pain in their behind right now with that op. He is moving everywhere. Look at this repositioning by him. He is just going to go ahead and miss Casuals Pink moving onto that A side. But now we see them grouping up, and Horseslaker is pushed up a little bit, but Cheerios is right there with him, and now they kind of have an idea that this A site could have a couple of potential casual pink players near it.
This one way from Horseslaker is just brutal. Like, you can't see any of Maze, but they can spot your feet as you push out and just get the easy kill on you.
Yeah, that is absolutely a game changer. I love it. I've never seen that setup, so definitely something I'm going to be picking up from Horseslaker here.
Yeah.
Oh, and Horseslaker did spot him.
Yeah.
And he is going to get the pick. Thankfully, because that was looking a little bit dicey, but Donk in full control of the round. It's just RV trying to save that Phantom in mid.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be no time, but he is going to get spotted out. So is there going to be a fight for this rifle?
I was going to say, question is, will he be able to save it? And I guess the answer is going to be yes, as we can see here.
Diesel nodding his head saying, you can take the rifle. We don't need it.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I am going to save this today, boys.
Yeah. Okay, so we're seeing the attacking team, you know, Casuals Pink is grouped up outside of A. They're going to try and attempt this again now with their full rifle buy-in. They're going to have to push into this setup that Horseslaker has, though. I wonder if they have any ideas for this, because Virtue's just showing the same Raptors smoke that he's been using the last couple rounds. Yeah,
no, and it's great that you point that out, Jake. I was just about to comment on that. Yeah, not much of a response. There's no real adjustment to the Viper utility on A, and well, there it is. Tora just running in.
Yeah.
Says, forget about it. I'm pretty much the duelist here, and it is going to equalize this onto a 4v4. And we are getting the rotates. Diesel is coming in, and look at Hat on the flank already, but the Viper ult is going to deny him any visibility onto the side, and RV catches him, slacking on the Raptors. And the baby trying to drone and get some information, doesn't get anything for it, though. This is really tough to retake at this point. He is going to go ahead and get the arrow. It is instantly destroyed, and Tora pretty much closing out this round with a beautiful 4K.
Wow. I mean, Tora just killed everyone on site. what
yeah, we were talking about adjustments. Stage, right? Yeah, we were talking about adjustments, Jake, but I think Tora said enough.
Yeah. RV, though, very aware that the flank could come through. Even though there's a Viper's pit blocking line of sight, he gets the flanker, and there's just no chance left in the round. You know, the defending Sova can't find anyone with the recon or with the drone in the ult, which is, you know, generally one of your best ways to take down the Viper's ult, right? So Casuals Pink are opting to fight at A again, but this time there's less people on A, actually.
Yeah, I guess they're feeling very confident with the utility and their setup on A. And they do have 3 players here, so it is stacked right now.
Right, they've rotated back now. Oh, but Hat
yet again with just another first blood. This guy is just unstoppable right now on this defending side, and he gets another one, and it's down to the 5v3. Finally, we're seeing some trades come back in the way of Casuals Pink, but
right, very quick trades.
But Diesel's still on B, and it might work out for him because he now sees mid, or he's about to see mid. He finally has a bit of a line of sight there. Will he be able to catch those players rotating? And unfortunately, he's not going to. So they still have no info as to what's going on the map, Jake. It's getting a little quiet.
Yeah, he's not going to spot them, but the Sova Dart's going to show they're not close on A. And Diesel probably going to assume they're walking up B at this point. Like
30 seconds left.
They haven't shown themselves at A at all. Hat is already thinking about the rotate onto B, but it's going to be too late. Looks like Casuals has the plant guaranteed, and we're going to go to a 3-on-3 retake.
We do see that chamber trap being destroyed, so now they know that this is going to go ahead and be on the B side. We are seeing a quick rotate, so now unfortunately Tora did have their res, but isn't anywhere near his teammates, and the picks are just going in the way of John, and he's going to go ahead and close that out with a 4K. Beautiful round by him.
Yeah, I mean, who needs to res when you've got Arena who's going to kill all 3 remaining players? Like, no point.
Yeah, No point indeed. So far, pretty close game here. It's been neck and neck, round after round.
Absolutely, and after those opening 2 picks, it really felt like Hat was going to secure the round for them, but Tora responding in mid. Tora has been just great for this team so far. The only thing more we can ask of them is to get the res off, hopefully, if possible.
Get the res off, please. So we're gonna see Sova, the baby, looking for some info early on long. He isn't gonna get anything, but Tora is holding this area, this position down, and look at this. There's just abandoning the B site. Very questionable. Tora doesn't want to overextend, though. He does have the res, and he probably does plan on using it this round. But we are seeing an entry onto... Wow, it's just all going so quick, Jake. I can't even keep up. The round just fell apart in the blink of an eye. It's just already over almost, right? Diesel getting a trade back, making it a 2v4. He does have his ult, but...
Yeah, he's gonna.
I don't know if he can pry the side open though, Jake. It's
for sure.
Tough.
It's gonna take some incredible heroics to win this round from Diesel. He probably has 2 bullets left in his gun, I believe. He's already shot 3. Tora not gonna opt for the res. It's probably not worth it at this point, right?
No, not at this point. Virtue finally takes out Diesel, and somehow Tora wasn't able to take out the baby, but is immediately traded by RV. And what happened there, Jake? Did you see what happened? Where did that first pick go? It was on A, no?
Yeah, John got the first pick on A, but at the same time, Hat was pushed up very deep mid, and that allowed Diesel to come take space with his op. But Hat was not able to win out any fights as he only had a pistol. Diesel got 1, but at the same time, Casual's Pink was taking over all the space on A, and there wasn't much Diesel could do in the 2v4 retake, I believe.
Right. Wow. What a round indeed. So Hat still back on that op. They have a great economy here. They're not going to have their economy broken anytime soon, but they definitely have to win this round here. And we're going to see some aggression onto the A side, and John just pushing straight into it fearlessly. Horslicker somehow misses completely, does somehow get RV though, but Tora's right there to trade him, and John just gets another one, and they're just bullying this A site now. Not sure what's changing here, but the adjustments have been made and they're working quite well, and Diesel does come in and help Jericho somehow live. It's down to the 3v2 now, but Tora with a peek onto Diesel catches him with his knife out. Not sure what that was about, and it's all down to Hat. Not sure if he wants to go for it, and it looks like he's gonna do it, Jake. He's
gonna grab a rifle for this retake, which is commendable, but the time is ticking very low.
There's just no time.
Can he get 1? He cannot get 1. The running classic is too much for 50 HP Jet. Unfortunate, really.
Unfortunate, but honestly, if I'm Jericho, I'm just gonna want to save that op, right? That op could make the huge. We've seen him. We know what he could do with that op, right? So I would have actually liked to have seen him save that, because that could have been huge in this round for them, even on the CECO.
Yeah, Donk. They're going to have to go for the save here. Hat does not have knives. I think he's maybe 1 or 2 away from knives, so he may go for the orb. But yeah, it looks like he's going to take the orb. I'm not sure if this will... Yes, this gives him knives, and he's going to pop it. And there's 3 on site A, 4 on site A now, as 5 attackers take space in front of A.
And honestly, Jake, I like this, right? They're currently struggling on that A side. Horslicker just absolutely swings and takes out Tora there. Beautiful pick by him. Going 1 for 1 is actually worth it there. The baby taking out RV, but John just has 3, no 4 of his own, absolutely decimating the defenders. Excuse me.
And this is the danger of having a Reyna, right? When the Reyna pops off, it's very difficult to defend. You know, Reyna's just getting all the trades, getting all the heals off, and
we finally have our ace, Jake. We have our ace. The first, I want to say this is the first ace of the Activate Series X. Beautifully done by John there, and he's absolutely dominating on this Reyna right now. And, you know, we're seeing a bit of a slowdown from the defender side on Donk. They were holding A so well. It looked like Casual Pink didn't have an answer, and just all of a sudden something's changed. And
I think the something that's changed is Gian getting the picks. You know, we talked about this before the game. If your Reyna is getting picks, they're getting value. If they're not getting picks, they're not getting value. So here we have a more passive setup with Jericho watching mid, but he has to dash away. Sky has ulted on the side of Donk. It's going to give them the information that this is certainly A. Viper ult is also active on A, but Jericho gets the pick onto Hat. And that's going to prompt the team to rotate. Cheerios gets one in mid, and finally Tora gets his res off.
We finally get to see the res coming out, and now this just became that much more difficult for the side of Donks. It's down to the 5v3, and, you know, we did see the Viper's ult being dedicated to A, forcing that retake, but, you know, what do they have left here for this retake? This is going to be tough, Jake.
Yeah, even though Tora dropped, now we have the Viper, the attacker's Viper ult out. Diesel getting yet another pick. This is very important if they want to win this last round. But all three attackers are prepared for this. Diesel with a third. Oh, but he's down, and DeBaby's all alone against a Viper's ult and two attackers. This is very tough. He has no util to clear it and only 58 HP left.
He did see the Viper shoot, but this is yeah, that's just unwinnable. Good try by DeBaby there, but it is going to be a 4-8 half. And listen, I will say though, I love what I'm seeing out of the side of Donk. A lot more competitive than yesterday. And you know, this is just the half, so let's see how they look on this attacker side. You know, if Horselicker had that setup for B, or sorry, for A on the defender side, I'm sure he's going to have a couple of setups for their attacker side on this map. So I'm super interested to see what he brings to the table here.
Yeah, I definitely think that setup was really pushing back Casual's Pink on their attack on A the first couple rounds, but after a couple rounds, you know, we talked about that adjustment. I'm not sure exactly how they adjusted. I think they just stopped really trying to go belt, and instead were moving up closer towards pipe and lower A, and they were just winning all the gunfights. So here we are going to start with yet another A attack. Sky getting the flash off, it pushes Jet down from Generator.
Yeah, we are going to see this A site hit coming into play. Gian taking down Diesel. Horselicker trying to get two of his own, and he gets them. And now RP trying to push in is going to go ahead and get denied. It's just not having any of that Tora. Finally getting a response back here. It's down to the 3v2, and Virtue has to get this pick onto Hat if he wants to get anything going here. And they are pushing Tora on the other side. Virtue finally comes down, and now it's down to Tora. Somehow the baby's not being covered there by anybody, and now this is so winnable. They're both low. Tora is getting flanked though. He just had to hit the shot, and that is just so unfortunate, Jake.
Yeah, that was very, very possible from Tora. If he gets one of those kills, he probably has time to heal, and then it's one shot onto the other player to win the round. But I mean, it didn't, even though it felt like it got so close at the end, it wasn't really that close a round overall. Donk really got all the picks that they needed onto site, and it came down to that 2v1 where they were just in a better position to win.
Yeah. And you know, the sad thing is that I think if Tora had a couple more bullets, he 100% could have won that with heal. So
yeah.
But that's not what happened here, Jake, and instead we are going to see Donk start looking to make some headway onto this B side here, and they're just going to go ahead and push through. They don't really care, and Jericho finding a beautiful pick onto Diesel on the other end of the map here.
Yep. They're clearing the space with the Sky. He doesn't spot Sage.
Wow, that could be huge if they decide to plant the bomb here, but we do have 3 players on the side of Casual Pinks on this B site. They just have to hold on, and Hat almost getting taken out, but he did some great damage onto Reyna. Is going to force the heal out of Tora though.
And look at this, Jericho's watching the flank as 3 attackers are pushing back into him. If he gets one here, he does not get the pick. He dashes away, but he's not able to escape. This is going to prompt the attackers to go back to B, or not. They seem very confused, and they lose the fight to Tora. they're going back to B now. Cheerios telling them, I've got space, I've got sight, come back.
Come back, and now he has a pick, Jake. With the Reyna being so low too, this is so winnable all of a sudden. And Cheerios has to get the pick on RV. He somehow gets it, but Gion getting one right back. The baby trading it almost immediately, expeditiously. Cheerios hears, he heard Tora. He has to hear him now, Jake.
He's got the position. Tora should be aware that he's behind him, but it's almost unwinnable for Tora. Dinked down now.
Yeah, this is tough. He has to almost immediately evaporate the baby if he actually wants to win this, and he might be able to do it. He gets him while he's turned around. The timing is just impeccable by Tora here. He has to have it. He absolutely has to have it.
And Sky's so low.
Oh my God.
One bullet.
Oh my God, he still gets it. Wow, what a clutch by Tora. Oh my goodness. Jake, just when you had counted him out, you said there's no way Tora somehow finds all the timings in the world to get that clutch.
But and interestingly, we're gonna see both teams lose the pistol and then win the force. The force. Very unprecedented.
What a round from Tora to win that, though. That has to be a clip. That was such a great clutch. Nothing flashy, but just made the right moves at the right time. And that's a huge round to lose if you're on the side of Donk. They needed that round.
No, absolutely. Tora's gonna just wall off pipes, walk over to under tube and take all the space. But Hat, yet another first blood. This man is crazy right now.
He's cracked, absolutely, Jake. They just gotta capitalize on these first bloods that he's giving his team. This is a 5v4 now. So they just absolutely cannot give this opportunity up. They have to play the pick here, and we are starting to hear some shots coming out of the side of Donk, and Hat does almost get caught out by Tora, but he does land some good shots. Virtue, though, does take out Horselicker, and this is what I'm talking about, Jake. They get this pick, and then they somehow give it right back for free. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, especially, I mean, this is a eco round, so it's going to be tough to win no matter what, but when you get that opening pick, you probably need the team to stick together, and they had one lurking up mid, wasn't able to catch the timing. They are going to push towards B, and this is being heard by the whole team right now. Virtue is low, so he's definitely someone who could get picked off pretty quickly. But
look at the other side as well. They're so low. Diesel on a slither of health, and there it is. The shots are coming out. Jericho gets two. Tora chimes in with one of their own, and that's the round there, Jake.
Yeah, they're just absolutely ground down. Tora already has res up, so they're going to give it over to Jericho, who is not going to secure knives just yet, but get him one orb closer.
And again, they just really have to capitalize on Hat's first picks. It's just a shame, you know. I think that's one of the most triggering things to see when you have that opening pick and you still lose the round. Those are the tough ones to lose.
It's a tough situation though. They're on an eco round, right? Unless they collapse onto the kill, they get the rifle that was dropped. It makes it, even with the 4-on-5, it makes it a very difficult round to win. But this time Tora's actually just going to push up. He had been walling tube. Horselicker's watching for this, but if he wins, if Tora wins,
this could be on good on Horselicker, but he has to win the shot, and he's not going to get it. And we do see some backup coming out. Tora is with RV, and RV isn't able to trade him out, but they got two for all their troubles, and that's more than enough on the defending side.
Yeah, Tora getting caught out with the wall, not expecting yet another player close to try and trade, but he did enough, and he gave the rifle over to his teammate who did not trade him out, but they're still in this 4v3 now. Can see the attackers are posturing towards A. Jet is taking space, but this is heard by Reyna. He hears the glide and has the pick.
Yeah, doesn't even matter. Probably told his teammate. Jericho swings, gets absolutely decimated for doing so. And Hat still finally gets taken down by Gion. I think that could have happened a little earlier, but regardless, it's down to the 3v2, and we do see Virtue was holding down B site, but now he's gone, and the Seekers are going to go ahead and give them all the info that they need, and RV goes down, but or sorry, RV takes down the baby, and there's the 2v2. It's already over before it even starts.
Yeah, Cheerio's going for the fight. He knows he needs to make this a one-on-one if he has any chance of winning it. The post plant is tough, but Gian says no. RV2 getting the opening pick in the 2v2 first, but it's not really going to matter. Here, Hat has knives. I'm not sure what the money situation looks like for casuals.
Pretty tough. I'm looking at it right now. They are going through some inflation over there as well.
Right.
So, not going to be able to get a full buy. So,
and one thing that was helping, you know, Donk so much on the first half was Hat's op, and if he's not able to buy one of those, and admittedly attack is where ops can sometimes lose some of their value, but the economic game is very strong here. Oh yeah, Hat goes down so fast.
Yeah, not even 20-something seconds into it, but that baby with a magnificent shot onto Gian is going to go ahead and trade that back out. So that does force some rotates over from the side of Donk here, or sorry, Casual Pink. They are going to go ahead and start rotating someone over to that A side. They are wary of it, but Donk has already relocated mid. They're testing out the waters and finding out what's going on.
And Virtue and Diesel are on top of each other. Virtue gets the kill.
That would have been a huge opportunity there, and I just caught that at the very last second. Yeah, that would have been huge for Diesel, but
tagged. It's probably going to give space for the plant, and they're going to go for it. But it's tough.
But the thing is that they're waiting a little bit too long. The Viper's utility is going to go down, but I guess it works as Cheerios does go ahead and get his pick, and it's down, equalized to the 3v3.
Yeah, Virtue had mollied off the plant spot, but Horselicker has the ult.
Finally seeing it get dedicated here onto this B side. I think they needed to do this. They got a hold of Virtue with a beautiful spam. Cheerios, an absolute mess. Oh my, a menace, an absolute menace. He almost gets a fourth. Not sure why Jericho was even fighting him at that point. It's down to the 1v1. The baby is going to go ahead and start wrapping the site, but Jericho has a strong feeling about this. The baby said, hold my beer. I'm going to do a 360 on the floor.
And
Jericho
DaBaby
is creeping.
Was the one to keep us in here.
Jake is creeping.
Oh, Guardian. So good from DaBaby. He gets the opening trade onto Gian, who's pushing up aggressively, and then he gets the 1v1 all with headshots from the Guardian. Those are not easy to come by.
Not at all.
It's gonna force a timeout from the side of Donk. So I wonder what they're talking about. We see some pings going on along B, and I wonder if they're saying, you know, these are areas we want to take or areas we have to be careful of. But I would love to be in their comms right now.
Yeah, I would as well. And, you know, interesting thing, this is the first time out I think that's been taken in any of our matches so far. So just goes to show you how serious these teams are right now about this match. And you know, I think the only thing that Donk is missing right now are some of these trade potentials. You know, we talk about the round where Viper was lurking up mid and got caught off guard by himself, right? Yeah. That threw away their 5v4 advantage. And, you know, they're just giving away these free picks when they have the advantage, and that's costing them right now, Jake.
I do like this timing for a timeout, right? On 6-11, instead of taking the timeout when they go to match point, right, on 12, they're taking it right after a win. A close win, though, not a win that they can count on replicating, because DaBaby came through with some heroics for sure. So absolutely. I really like the timing on that timeout.
Yeah, absolutely great timeout by them. Now the question is, where is the side of Donks gonna go? And it looks like they're favoring this B side right now. And again, just look at the side of Casual Paint. They're just kind of uncertain right now of where they want to be. And we finally see Tora rotating a bit into Kitchen. So far, no presence. That footstep is going to go ahead and give an audio cue to Virtue. He has to know there's someone close by.
Yeah, Virtue only has a deagle, but I'm going to guess he might have a molly to delay the plant. And as well, Sage is getting up close here. Tora has a rifle in hand.
Look how close this is getting. Tora almost gets caught off guard. He's going to go ahead and try to slow down that yellow side. The molly does come out, just like you said, Jake. And that is going to go ahead and delay. But now the footsteps are coming in. Now they're getting a better idea that it's not just one, but maybe it's the whole side of Donk that's here. Horselicker gets a beautiful entry onto Tora. And that's going to give them the space that they need to get this plant down.
Yep, Baby finally going for the plant. Is he going to survive? Yes, he gets the plant out alive.
We do see the Seekers coming out as well, so they have an idea of where these players are, but this is still going to be a tough retake for Casual Pink. They have to do so much. They kind of have an idea. We do see the tap. Does it bait somebody out?
Oh,
it does.
no.
It's Diesel, but Cheerios with a beautiful trade home to Gion. Denies anything more from him. He knows he's going to get peaked here. He has to line up the shot, and he does. Beautiful shot by Cheerios. He's feeling it right now, and a beautiful 3K to win his team the round.
Cheerios has been really popping off the last couple of rounds. He's getting some very nice headshots. That's exactly what you want to see from your Sky in this comp, right? They're running single duelist, but at this point, Sky is basically a secondary duelist, right? She's playing off her own flashes. She's taking these aggressive fights on site. But that was a very measured approach from the side of Dunk. I really liked that. They kind of contacted up B. They know no one's really been playing aggressively on B. Now, that's not true this round, but we'll have to see how that works. They're the side of Casuals Pink are already pushing up B, and they're traded out. Diesel just reading the fact that they might do this.
And so after that pick onto Hat, they have to know they kind of have to fall back. They got some people mid, and they finally do. They take down RV, and now they're rotating into A as quickly as possible, and this should be the spike down. And great job by Donk not to just run into long B. The slow methodical play is definitely working out a lot better for them on their attacker side. And that could have gotten real hairy there, Jake, but they didn't commit, and it worked out into their favor.
Yeah, you know, Diesel had lurked up B, and we saw him get killed, right, by Horselicker. I don't know if you remember that round where he was, like, right under the Viper on site. And that prompted the team to then 3-man walk up B the following round. And I think that Dunk knew the response would be more aggression on long B, so they just wait, they get the pick. And even though one drops in mid, right, where Sova had gotten a pick on mid, but they were able to eventually trade it out and get a very easy plant on 2A. So Virtue dropping to the bomb, I'm not sure exactly why, maybe...
For money.
Right,
so
for
you can
money.
actually be able to buy, yeah.
So, because that was a sort of half-buy situation from Casuals Pink here.
Yeah, and if we take a look at the ults here, we do see Virtue have his Viper Spit ready, so that could shut down any B pushes early on if he decides to dedicate it early, but so far so good. Now the question is, what are they going to opt to do this round? And it looks like they might want to default a little bit, and I like this a lot, right? Now you gotta see what their adjustment is going to be. So play it slow it down, and see if anybody gets aggressive.
Yep, Diesel once again watching this B push, but no one's brave enough to go for that after the last couple rounds. In fact, all of Casuals Pink is really holding very passive angles. One thing about Icebox defense is you gotta take space, in my opinion. If you're gonna play double duelist on A, they don't have any util to hold this. They need to take space, they need to take duels. It's not gonna punish them yet, but if Donk decide to take up space on A, it's going to be really difficult for Casuals to hold it. But they're not. It looks like they're pushing towards B.
Great point, Jake. I completely agree. But Hat, taking the fight mid, is feeling very confident. They almost took out Tora a little early in the round, but instead they're going to take out RV. And the unfortunate part about that is that there goes all their info, right? They don't have those darts anymore. But I think that Casual Pink now understands that this could be a B hit. We are seeing some noise. They are hearing some shots.
Absolutely.
And we are seeing them make their way up it.
Oh, and Hat was just too deep. He gets traded out by Tora.
Yeah,
they're
a bit
ready
of an
for this.
overextension.
Yep. Oh, Tora's swinging, but he gets killed. The time is so low, he just wants to deny plant, but it looks like it's going to go through anyways. Yep, plant goes in, the baby gets the first kill.
And it's getting a little bit chaotic. Yeah, they're ulting. Not sure what that ult is for. They know exactly where everybody's at. I guess they wanted to clear their flank, and now they know, right? This is all but impossible for this retake from Casual's Pink. They're trying to swing and make something happen. Virtue does get a pick onto Cheerios, but Diesel denies anything more than just that. And now Jericho has to push, and he's going to get punished, but somehow swings and kills Horselinker. There's no way, Jake. I was about to lose my mind if Jericho won that 1v3, but the baby denying any of that.
Yeah. Literally, the only chance Jericho had in that round was to be able to safely cross to yellow, kill Diesel at yellow, then take another 1v1, which he successfully took both 1v1s and won them. It was only the third 1v1 that he was unable to win. DaBaby clutching it out. I mean, he's been so clutch here. Just nerves of steel.
Yeah, he's been huge. I know his score doesn't really say it, but those 11 kills are impact, boys. That is impact in a nutshell. So we do start seeing a little bit more aggression, but look at this A site, Jake. It's all but open now. It's so free and great entry by Hat, but they're not gonna.
Nora with two in mid with a deagle.
Wow. Just as I was hyping up this A site being free, and then somehow RV gets caught in mid. Just walking around. What is going on? What just happened in this round?
They have no info that A is clear, right? They're probably assuming that it's stacked due to this pistol round, right? Tora pushing up mid. They're just guessing that A is completely filled with players with pistols, but it's open. Tora the only one in rafters. They're going to instead opt for taking space in mid while Jet pushes up A alone.
Little do they know, though, they actually accustomed Casual Pink to kind of stack this B side a little bit more than they usually would because of the success they've had on that side. And unfortunately, they did have that A side open, but now we're hearing the footsteps.
Oh, and the double rotate. Jericho. Wow. Oh, what a great play.
Oh, but Diesel just kind of fighting by himself, and I'm not quite sure if that's a mistake just yet, but Cheerios is going to be able to go ahead and cross into the A side.
Yeah.
He is going to get this bomb down.
Jericho's going to just set up in spawn as deep as can be. This is going to be very clear, very hard to clear him out, even though he only has 67 HP. Virtue also low. Oh no, this fight is so important. He's 1 HP.
And but he gets it. Wow, that is a fight that Jericho had to absolutely win, but look at Virtue. He's also lit. They're both on 1 HP. Cheerios can easily win this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just got mistaken. I thought that... just don't even worry about what I'm saying right now, boys.
Getting the heal off onto Hat is really going to help this round be... but Virtue, what? 5 HP from Virtue? Yeah, and he's flashed.
That round got a little chaotic there that I even lost track of who was who at that point, but great round coming out of DONK.
It was much closer than it had to be. DONK, it seemed like they had the read, but they were losing fights, right? When they pushed up 2 into kitchen, they heard both defenders rotating off B as Jericho's faking onto A, and they get the nice pinch onto Tora in spawn, but then give up another pick, and then they're playing 2 spread, in my opinion. Hat was lucky to win that fight. I think, like, if he goes down, that it's a 2v1 and it's gonna be very hard to win that. But onto a new round. It's 10-11. Hat gets the opening pick yet again. The First Blood Demon is trying to win this game practically all on his own.
Practically, Jake. He is trying to do everything that he can for his team right now, and he's an absolute demon. Couldn't have said that better myself. And he has the pick. Gian hears the movement and is able to trade out Hat. Cheerios needs to do something to trade this back. Isn't going to be able to. He knows that the Reyna is backside, and he's just not going to be able to get the spray. Whiffs a little bit, but great damage by the baby. Almost takes out Reyna. Finally takes out Gian. Down to 3v2, but look at this. Spacing by Jericho. He somehow whiffs that. That is just so tough to see because he usually hits those.
That's a very important frag too.
Now the baby, oh my goodness, they dedicate the Viper's ult. They're not playing. They want this round, and at this point they just have to save, Jake. There's not much going on here. It's way too hard to win that. So We're going to see the save come out from the casual pink side. I do like this. They definitely need the op if they want to go ahead and defend this next round, because they are going to be on a bit of a weak buy.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I don't want to say this because I might be cursing them, but bringing it back to 11-11 from 6-11 after a timeout, they have not lost a single round. That's just such a great story. Like that. This is why you take timeouts, people. Like you, even after a one round, they won a round, and they decided to take a timeout, clear their mental, get their game plan in order, and they've just been rolling.
And that timeout is paying in dividends right now, because we are back to an 11-11 score. This couldn't get more exciting. Down to the nail, down to the last round. We're going to get an absolute banger of a game for our first match. And this is still up in the air, Jake. This is anybody's game at this point. It's
important to note the defenders have 4 ults here. They have 4 ults, and Virtue is not opting to use the Viper's Pit early. He's just gonna molly, take space. B is all his, and the attackers are waiting.
Yeah, and this could be bad if he gets caught out. He's not gonna get out. He has to absolutely stay alive if he wants to be able to hold this B side. If he goes down, this could be pretty tough. But no, instead, I'm not sure what this wall is by Tora. It's supposed to be a one-way. I kind of like it. It does work momentarily, but the space has been given up, Jake. They have a lot of space on people. Look, they're not dedicating the bomb. They're trying to fake this B side out. This could be genius.
I mean, you know what? Casuals are not moving. They still have both their duelists on A. Jian's like gonna check through mid, wait for the lurk, but Hat gets the opening pick. Oh, this is tragic.
Yeah, going radio silent and then just walking up and getting these picks. They pretty much have B guaranteed at this point, and the repeat is going to come out from Cheerios. Trying to fake out the flash isn't going to work. Gian
30 seconds left.
Has so much to watch right now. He doesn't know where to go, but somehow Horselicker goes forward instead of backwards. And now we're down to this 4v3. Can they retake it? They don't have a lot of utility. Cheerios finally making some noise under, but he's going to go ahead and give them the peek. He peeks into 2 and he gets the 1v2.
Oh, the shock dart lands right onto Baby, but it doesn't kill him. Diesel gets 1. RV finally gets the kill onto Baby, but Diesel trades 1v1 with the Jets. Knives out for Jericho. He's got to win this fight if he wants to win the game.
And Jericho has to stick it. Oh my goodness, he gets it. Wow, what a clutch. I'm not sure what that dash by Hat was. That was just so premature, Jake. What was he thinking there?
I think he must have assumed the time was ticking down even lower, and he needs to take the fight to ensure the round win. But now Jericho has booked his team to overtime at the very least. They still have the option to win this game, even though they've been struggling so hard on this defense round. I was going to say how difficult it would be for Jericho to retake with this op, right? He's been playing on A, and he had to go through mid, but he has the knives. He gets 1 pick with the op and then 2 with the knives. And what I loved was RV getting double shock darts onto DaBaby. Literally hits him twice and kills him. But
yeah,
oh, Jericho, such an important kill. Hat has been a demon, but Jericho's waiting for it.
Yeah, and that is just so sad to see. Hat being such a big opener on the side of Donks, and now he's been shut down, and now this round just got that much more difficult. They still have what, 2, 3?
Wow.
No, sorry, just 2 ults, but now that doesn't matter. Virtue gets taken down, so he's not gonna have his ult in play.
Torzo's lurk has been so successful on B. It's been really dangerous.
Yeah, but I'm confused. Tora can easily, safely res Virtue, but he's opting not to, and now this is falling apart for them. I think Tora has to go for the res at this point. They're not certain if they're still on B, and this is a beautiful rotate. I think Tora now is going to go ahead and go for the res. He kind of has to.
Yeah. I guess he was worried, right? It is a slightly open position, and they didn't have info, but A is completely clear. We're going to have a 4v4 retake. This is intense.
Yeah, this is down to the wire. They have to play this to a T. They have the utility to play the post plants. They they hold, though? That is going to be the question. We are seeing the Sova darts come out. We're trying to get the counter info. Both sides are coming out. The drone comes in. They know where Cheerios is at. This is very risky.
No.
Cheerios with the running wallbang headshot onto Virtue. That you just hate to see that. Now he has the info on the flash. He knows RV is getting close. RV with the swing gets 2 like an absolute beast. Can he get a third, though? The baby has to make something happen here. Tora finally takes out Horse, and that is going to be our first match take. What a nail biter.
I was not expecting that. It looked like DONK had everything in their favor to win out that round, but they can't close it out.